Hey, Cool Gray. We're getting ready to go to a birthday party in a little while, but first I want to whip up my quick chicken salad. I make this about every 3 weeks for Mr. Cool Gray and I to enjoy, especially in the summertime. This is a recipe that we got from a website called, what is it called? SeriousEats.com. I'm going to put all the information for the original recipe in the description box, but we've made some modifications and it's the way we like it. So I'm going to start off with a rotisserie chicken that I bought already cooked at my grocery store. I find that to be easier than cooking up the chicken myself. Some of you may not like ripping a chicken apart, but I am going to do that and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. What can I say? I have no squeamishness in that department. We're going to add some wonderful ingredients to the dressing. We're going to start with some onion and some celery. This recipe calls for celery with the leaves, so I'm going to go ahead and chop a little bit of that up for some additional celery flavor. A little salt and pepper, a little lemon juice, and the secret ingredient is horseradish. So I'll talk you through it. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is put my vegetables aside and start tearing up this chicken. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and bring it over here so you can watch me rip this chicken apart. I hope you love it as much as I do. So here comes the gross part. I'm going to take this chicken and I'm going to take the skin off of it, and then I'm just going to shred it into this wonderful bowl over here. You just really don't want to be shy at all. You want to just remove all this skin. It should come off fairly easily. To my sister, the vegetarian one, if you're watching right now, well, actually, you know what? I'm sure you've already looked away. I was going to warn you, but you had plenty of warning. To her daughter, my niece, I'm sure you're loving every second of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip all the skin off. Once I've done that, I'm going to start just pulling it apart and shredding up this chicken into the bowl. There's no rhyme or reason to this. You can actually pull it off and cut it up with a knife if you prefer, but I personally don't feel that the cooking experience is complete if you have not gotten your hands pretty dirty at some point along the line. So if I come across obvious chunks of just fat, I'm going to discard those. If I come across pieces that seem grisly to me, I'm going to discard those. Little membranous pieces like this, I'm going to go ahead and discard that. And the rest of the meat I'm just going to go ahead and break up. The dark meat's going to be a little bit tougher than the white meat. And then with the wing meat, there's really not much you can do there. Those usually, I munch on them, on these, while I'm making it. You can pretty much just discard those. So no reason to necessarily subject you to all of the rest of this process. You get the idea. Just keep on going with this until you've got all the meat in the bowl. And I will come back in a few minutes and show you where we go from there. Okay, here's my chicken, all done. I've also gone ahead and cut up my onion and my celery because you just really don't want to see my knife skills. They frighten my mother, and I'm sure they'll frighten you as well. In any event, I'm going to go ahead. I ended up being about 1/3 of a cup. It was maybe a 1/4 of a large sweet onion that I put in here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. I've minced it up pretty finely, because we're after flavor rather than texture. I'm going to go ahead and add my celery with the ribs and the leaves in there as well. That's 2 stalks. And go ahead and give that a little bit of a stir. I mean, you're going to give it plenty of stirring in a minute, but just get that nicely combined. So for the dressing, you can mix this up separately if you like in a bowl and then put it in here, but once again, you are dealing with, you know, an Italian woman. I don't know if I can continue to use that excuse forever. Maybe it's just my personality, but this is how I roll. Mayonnaise, of course, is where we're going to start. And I'm going to just eyeball it. It's probably going to end up being about a cup of mayo. My husband likes it super creamy, so I tend to overcompensate to make him happy. I'm also going to squeeze in here the juice of 1 fresh lemon. So I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze that right on top. One teaspoon. This is Gold's Prepared horseradish. It's amazing, and it is the thing that makes this taste the way it tastes when you get it in a deli. Now, if you live in the South, you may not know what a real deli is, but holla, my New York peeps, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and take my beautiful vintage jadeite salt cellar, and I'm going to put ½ teaspoon salt to this, and a few grinds of fresh black pepper. Spice that up a little bit, and it couldn't be simpler. I'm going to go ahead and mix it together. This chicken was room temperature. I brought it home hot from the supermarket. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the refrigerator for, well, we're actually not going to eat this until tomorrow, but it will, being in the refrigerator will give those ingredients a chance to kind of marry and merge. You know how stuff's always better the next day. There's my chicken salad. If you're me, you're going to want this on a toasted English muffin. Or you can just put a scoop of it on top of a bed of fresh greens. It's a wonderful dinner even. I know it's September, guys, but we still have some good weather when you want a nice cool dinner sometimes. There we go. Simple chicken salad. Please let me know in the comments if you try this. Subscribe, watch some more of my videos, say yes and like this video. Please feel free to share with other people if you want to let them know what you're doing and invite others to come along for the ride. Bye!